So this man here needs no introduction, and welcome to an exclusive chat for F Sports. We have Mr. Oscar Bruzo with us, the head coach of East Bengal, leading to the ISL 2026 season, the 2025 season that will be played in 2026 right now. Sir, thank you so much for speaking to F Sports, and it's a pleasure to be interacting with you as always. First things first, finally the ISL season. It has been a long wait, but I think it will be worth it. And your expectations and your excitement finally going into an ISL season.
Yeah, right. First of all, pleasure is mine to have you here in our club tent and celebrating such an important day with the sponsor and with the things going well for the club. Yeah, excitement is there, so that means that some things are being done in the right way. So we are working hard behind the scenes. So now in 2 weeks, as you say, finally the decision of playing and competing, everything that we were waiting for. So now is the time to show and to develop all the good things that are happening this year around the club.
Correct. And one thing we must ask, being the Kolkata football fans, is you have already guessed the question by now. It's the derby. It's the obvious thing. Mohun Bagan and East Bengal, they go head to head. So, what has been the passion like? You have witnessed a few games like this as a coach now. So, the excitement, the frenzy, the passion, how do you sum up the derby in a few words?
In a professional way, I could tell you that our work is much more than the derby. But I understood also after all this time in Kolkata, I understood that no, sometimes we need to think that the derby is some important part of some important point of our profession. The good thing is that the derby is not going to happen until the third last game of the season. Now there is not much time to think about that, but what is important this year is that the derby can be a decider. Let's see how both teams reach that point. But as I told you, now we prefer to focus on the season itself. It's a very short season with only 13 games. Probably there is room for very less mistakes. So the derby is going to come in the final part of the season, and probably it's going to be a game that will decide the fortunes of both clubs.
Correct. So just let me play the devil's advocate a tad bit. A lot of people are saying that East Bengal has a lot of home matches this season, but this thing was decided in presence of all the clubs, so there is no controversy regarding this. But a lot of people are saying that East Bengal has a sort of advantage going into this year's ISL. This is East Bengal's best chance, and you have built the team brick by brick. Literally, the team that we are hoping so much of, the team we are looking forward to, has been completely built by you. So your expectations going into the ISL, and the fact that people saying that it's actually advantage East Bengal going into ISL, do you agree to that or do you contradict to that?
First of all, home. I don't know what we understand by home. We have to play the games probably at Kishore Bharati. It's Kolkata, but it's a new home. And when you come into a new home, first you need to put the furniture, you need to put everything in place before you feel that is your real home. So that is the first point regarding the home advantage. I don't feel that playing the games at Kolkata or at Kishore Bharati is going to be an advantage. Some teams they suffer pressure because of playing in front of their fans. The advantage is going to be if we start having a good run of results. For sure, the home advantage when everything is settled is gonna take place. Second, regarding the expectations, I'm a man very attached to earth. I want to cool down all these expectations. As I told you, if there are big expectations around the club, it's because we are doing the right things. But the reality here is that in the last 5 seasons, East Bengal could not pass the number 9 position in the standings. Last year, my view when I came here with 4 defeats in a row in the ISL was finishing top 6. We couldn't achieve it. So that I think that is a realistic objective. And the next objective, I can only talk about dreaming and something that we want to keep inside. I don't want to talk about title, about winning, about trophies, because the recent history of East Bengal is not showing that, and I think that it's not fair that we put all that pressure on us. Different thing is our inner thinking, what we feel, how strong we feel, how good the season has gone so far, but because of little issues, especially penalty shootouts, we could not lift the trophy that our fans are desiring for a long time. So expectations should keep low. As I told you, first, let's beat that 9 position. Second, let's establish a top 6 position in the ISL, and the rest leave it for us because we have that capacity of dreaming.
And since you speak of that thing, coach, another thing that has worked beautifully in East Bengal's favor have been your signings. I mean, the signings have been absolutely fabulous, right? From a Kevin Sibia to a Rashid to a Miguel Figueira. The signings have been impressive. And the signings have been absolutely top notch. Probably the one thing that remains is a striker. And a lot of people want to ask you, this coach, that whether the new striker would be able to adapt to the conditions so quickly, whether he would be able to train and gel with the team. Your thoughts on that? Or do you really think East Bengal lacks a striker? You think so or no?
No, I think that I came here with a team that was made by the former coach. The former coach has completely a different football idea from the one that I have. We were having two centre backs, two midfielders, and two strikers, and combining them depending on the rival and the moment of the season. But I understood it in a different way, and with conversations and agreement with our club management, I understood that I want versatile midfielders. I think that football, the importance of football and how you move and drive all the engine is done in the midfield, and this is the reason why we have, for example, three different kind of midfielders. Then we have one excellent centre back, as you mentioned, Kevin, a player that has been impressive so far this season. The addition of Rashid as holding midfielder is a player that is giving balance to the team, and the attacking and the linking player with up front is Miguel, a player that I knew from my past and probably one of the players that I strongly suggested to our club. And then is the question of the striker. The striker debate is always there. The striker is probably the most difficult position to cover in any team of the world. Is the most expensive position to win. Is the position that everybody target because it's very easy to measure the striker because of getting goals. But I'm a person that I don't rely in having a single striker, but in having a team that can score with different players. So this is the reason why we build that team. And now the new strikers, we hope that he understands what is the importance of East Bengal as well. And well, there was a lot of debate this season about the striker, but the reality is that most of our players were reliable to score goals.
And one last question, coach. Message for all the fans. Fans message?
As I told you, be up, be with the team, help us to make a good start and be confident with what is going to be the next run of the season.
Thank you, coach. Absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.